Thursday. It's October 15th, 2K15, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And good morning to you. Hope you're doing well today. And how's your day going so far?
Very good.
So far.
So good.
The middle of the month of October, and we're on our way to a brand new year in just a few weeks. But between now and then, boy, have we got a lot going on.
There is a lot going on.
Oh, well, we got the Chili Challenge this the 24th. This Friday, the Dancing Stars of Wayne County.
2 more days.
That's right. November 6th, we've got the Shriners Fish Fry to talk about. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff going on. And I'll tell you what, who said there's nothing to do in Wayne County, well, they weren't talking about this Wayne County. There's several around the country.
There are several.
Yes, but this is the best one.
That's right.
That's right. Just ask anybody with the Chamber of Commerce.
That's right.
Which is the best one.
That's right. I mean, there's no question.
Oh, there's no question. Yes. Okay, birthdays today include Linda Lavin.
Okay.
She was movies, TV, and a lot of Broadway. She was the star of TV's Alice. She was also on Barney. She was Alice. You remember Alice, the TV show Alice? She was, that's Linda Lavin.
Wow.
She was Alice. Had her, she and her son Tommy, and she ended up working at Mel's Restaurant. She was also the love interest of Barney Miller there for a short while. She is 78 today.
Happy
78.
birthday.
Yeah. Penny Marshall having a birthday. The Laverne star Laverne and Shirley. She plays Laverne. She's that show will forever run in syndication because it's very funny. She is 72 today, but she has been in ill health of late. Tanya Roberts was in A View to a Kill. She was Midge on that 70s show on TV. She's 60. Renee Jones plays Lexi Carver on Days of Our Lives. She's 57. Vanessa Marcel was Brenda Barrett on General Hospital, military show.
I was going to say, what? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, General Hospital. Huh?
Well,
What?
what is the soap opera that was the longest running soap opera that in recent years went off the air?
That went off the air?
Yeah, didn't one of them go off the air, or are they all still running?
No, they're not all still running. They will all eventually drop off. Young and the Restless has been on such a long time, but that's still on.
Oh, okay.
Young and the Restless is, but gee, there's so many of them.
Clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm not a soap opera person, but I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Because now I'm curious.
Yeah.
I am a curious person.
You're very, curious.
Okay, anyway, those are the birthdays for today. And today is White Cane Safety Day. Now, if you're not sure exactly what that means, unsighted people use a white cane to get around. A lot of them do. So let's be sure that if you see someone walking with a white cane, you just give them a little extra room, okay, so they can navigate and get around well. All right, it's White Cane Safety Day. Well, the Wayne School of Engineering has been recognized.
Yes, once again.
Wonderful organization out there. The Wayne School of Engineering recognized for a 100% graduation rate. And this is not the first time they've done it. This is the second year in a row that they have had a 100% graduation rate. They opened in 2007 with 84 students. They're on the Goldsboro High School campus. They offer an innovative curriculum that's integrated with science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM. Anyway, there's so many things to talk about Wayne School of Engineering. I won't go into all of them today, but just we're very proud of that organization. And in fact, our part-time person here, Bria McCoy, she is a student at Wayne School of Engineering. Well, actually,
smart girl.
She graduated.
She was a product of. Can you say that? She was a product of?
Yes, she was a product
Wayne County Public
yeah.
Schools, and was a part of that program.
Indeed, but now she's a student at Wayne Community College, and we're very proud of that as well.
Absolutely.
Arts Council of Wayne County will host the second Art of Fashion Showcase. That will be October 24th, Saturday, in the Terrace Room.
Your source for what's happening in your community is Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Time. All right. Got a jam-packed full show today. Wayne County Manager George Wood is our interviewee. We're going to go straight to him right now, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, right after this. In fact, we're going to go do that right now. Today we're very pleased and honored to have you.
Right now.
Go right now. How are you, sir?
Fine, Wayne. How are you doing?
Man, it's great to have you in here.
I'm glad to be here.
Long time. We haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're back with us. We want to make these regular visits, but I know how busy your schedule is. But we want to touch on a few things today. Just let people know how things are going in the county.
Okay.
Okay? First of all, I want to talk, rather ask you about a couple of personnel matters here. We're talking retirement of one of our key personnel here with the county. Who is that?
Well, that's right. Lois Mooring is retiring as the Register of Deeds, and we had a nice ceremony for her at the last meeting.
Yeah.
She's done a fantastic job for the county.
Yes, she has.
Since she's a registered Democrat, the Democratic Executive Committee will make a recommendation to the Board of Commissioners, and then they will appoint her successor until the next election.
And that's standard. That's how it
That
works.
is standard. That's right out of state law.
I know when, yeah, that is state law. I know when the sheriff passed away, the Republican committee selected Larry Pierce, and the
that's
party
correct.
Selects that person.
That's correct.
So that'll be the way it is with Lois Morgan. She has done a wonderful job for the county. She's a very good register of deeds.
She is. She's come up with several ways to save money. The service down there is excellent. We get virtually no complaints on that department. So we're going to miss her.
Yeah, she will be missed. No question about it. Okay, and there was one recognition of an amazing achievement here recently. What was that all about?
We have the North Carolina Telecommunicator of the Year for
Really?
2015,
Do
Linda
we?
Savage. Linda's been with the county well over 30 years. If I'm not mistaken, it was 34 or 35 years. She recently retired, but she won the award about 2 months ago. So we had recognition for her at the last meeting as well. But she's done a fantastic job. She's held a lot of different positions over there. And being a 911 dispatcher is a very difficult job.
Oh, yeah.
And it's somewhat of a burnout job. And so for someone to be in it for 35 years is very unusual.
Yes, it is. That's amazing.
But she's done an excellent job. Our folks put her in for the award, and she won it. So we're delighted for her, and it's good recognition for Wayne County as well.
And so this is Linda Savage, and she won for the entire state?
The entire state.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Because there's hundreds, perhaps even thousands of communicators across
Oh,
the
yes,
state. And,
yes. Because there's a 911 center in all 100 counties.
Yeah.
So literally, there's probably over 10,000 of them.
Wow. And you're right, that is a burnout job. I don't know how they do it.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
You're dealing with stress, and you're dealing with tragedy, and you're dealing with people who are nervous and scared and wondering what to do next.
That's exactly right.
So it takes a very special person to do that job.
It does, and to really listen carefully to what's being said and make sure we dispatch the right units and that sort of thing.
35 or so years. Linda Savage, that's wonderful. We're
Linda
going to miss her
Savage.
too.
We are.
Yeah.
The good news with Linda is she's agreed to do part-time work.
Oh, good.
And we do that with a number of retirees in telecommunications because if someone calls in sick or something, we just need somebody to fill in for a day or maybe a half day. So we keep a roster of folks like her that are highly experienced and are willing to come in on short notice.
That's great. That's great. Okay, want to move along to the seems it never ends is the 1% tax that has been going around now for quite some time now. But do we see daylight at the end of the tunnel? And tell us about this tax. What is it?
Okay.
The 1% tax.
Well, the 1% room occupancy tax, some people call it a hotel motel tax. Technically, it's a room occupancy tax, and it's just 1% added to the total bill. So it's similar to a sales tax. The hotel operator collects it, and then they remit it over to the county at the end of the month. Goldsboro has a 5% room occupancy tax already. We don't have one in the county. We asked for permission from the legislature and finally got the legislation September 29th so that we would have a combined 6%. And then what we did is have a written agreement with Goldsboro how to split that. Well, we originally were going after just changing theirs to a 6% hotel motel tax. But we ran into some difficulties with the lobby for the hotelers because they like to see 2/3 of the money go for marketing. And what we wanted was 1/3 for marketing, 2/3 for the city and county to provide facilities. Because our argument is, well, in order to market the community, we need to have things to market.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so we had a difference of opinion there, but the way to overcome that was to leave Goldsboro's alone, and then the county asked for one. But what we've got to do is, while we've had a a gentleman's agreement that we would modify our agreement. Now we have to do it. And we've been doing that over the past week. I've met with the city manager and the city attorney as well as the county attorney. We've had several comments back and forth. All of that's been worked out. So it should be on Goldsboro's agenda on the 19th.
Okay.
They meet Monday nights, and then we'll meet Tuesday morning on the 20th, and we'll be able to amend that agreement. So that's step one. We've got 4 steps to go. Step 2 is we called for a public hearing at the last meeting, and the hearing will be on October 20th. And the hearing is on whether or not we should levy the tax. Because what the local legislation did was authorize us to do it, but the board has to vote to do it. So we'll hold a public hearing. That has been advertised appropriately. That's underway. The county clerk took care of that. The next thing after that is, if the board wants to move forward, then we've prepared a resolution which levies the tax. And the county attorney has approved the wording on that, so we're ready to go with that. The 4th step is the statute calls for us to then create the Wayne County Tourism Development Authority, and also to name the members of that. Our intent all along, Wayne, was that the marketing between the city and the county would be done jointly, done together on this. Well, the law requires us to have a separate authority.
Oh,
and they
really?
already have one. They have a Travel and Tourism Council is what they call theirs. So what we were trying to do, and that was part of the meeting between the city and the county, was how could we set our boards up to pretty much mirror it? The membership would mirror each other. So while they would technically be 2 separate boards, if it's made up of the same people, you may have to take 2 votes, but you can get things passed very well.
That's one way of doing it, I guess.
Right.
That makes
And
sense.
it was a little cumbersome. You know, our preference would have been to just say we could transfer the money over to them and have it jointly administered. But this will work. We were able to work through that because the statute requires so many members on there from the hotel industry, which makes sense because they're paying the tax in and they need some assurance that we're doing a job to really market for tourism. And then you have to have so many other members. I think on ours, at least 50% from people who are actively involved in promoting tourism and travel and that sort of thing.
Right.
So, and theirs are similar to that. So we had to sit down and match it up, look at the terms of office of what they already have, and then develop our provisions on the makeup of the board and everything so that we could make these things mirror each other. And that's been done.
That's interesting.
So there are a couple of provisions, a couple of people that we'll have to appoint later, but because we want input from those 2 boards on those appointments. So with that, everything should be in place on the room occupancy tax. If it goes through like we plan, like we've written it up, it would become effective on December 1. So then the county would start receiving money in January because the tax is collected during the month of December.
Okay.
It has to be remitted to the county finance director, I believe, by the 20th of the next month. So that would mean January 20th for December receipts.
Well, that's quite a plan.
Yeah.
And this money is earmarked for the new ag center.
Yeah, the way we structured the agreement originally, and we're sticking with that, is that if you take their 5% and our 1%, of course that's a total of 6%.
Right.
And what we would do is our 1% would go 100% for marketing. So that takes care of the hotel motel industry's concerns about marketing.
That's good.
Then the 1% of the cities would go for marketing. So they would get 1/3. 1/3 would go to Wayne County for the construction and or operation and maintenance of the agricultural and convention center. So we would get 2 of the 6%. 2 of the 6%.
But one of those would be for marketing and the other would be for...
Well, actually the marketing is separate.
oh, I see. Okay.
So the first 2 that were for marketing, 1% would go to Goldsboro's travel and tourism, 1% would go to our Wayne County travel development, tourism development authority. But that's a combination together of two. And then that's why we want them to work together on the marketing piece.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
So then the county gets 2% for the agricultural and convention center.
Good.
Then the city gets the other 2%, and that is to develop the soccer complex, multi-sport complex they're doing, and other types of recreational facilities. And they can also use it like we can, either for construction and or operation and maintenance. So it's a good
Wow.
split. And,
Are my eyes glazed over yet? I mean, are they, come on.
well, there were a lot of moving parts. But,
I see that.
But I think we've got everything worked out. I give a lot of credit to Scott Stevens.
Yes.
He's very good to work with, and we've been able to work through all the issues on it.
And this was an uphill thing right from the beginning, but it sounds as if the parts are coming together and everybody's working together.
They
on this.
are, and the reason this was such an integral part for us is we'll be able to use that money to help pay some of the debt service we'll need to build the facility.
Yeah.
So, and where we're at on the facility in general now is we are in the phase of developing our financing mechanisms and all of that. As you know, we have a capital campaign that is underway, and that will be going more public here shortly. We hope to raise about $2 million with that. The county Board of Commissioners has already set aside $4 million in a capital projects fund for this. And then with what we have with the hotel motel tax, that'll cover at least another $2 million. We have some USDA loans we're going after that would bring another $2.6 million to the table on that. The capital campaign, like I said, is about $2 million. So that'd get you up to about 10. There are some other things we're looking at. We will have some state appropriations for it, and we're also going after some federal money as well.
Great.
So once we get all of those, whatever is left, then the county would borrow that money on a 20-year bond, and they're actually called certificates of participation, but we would do that to pay for the rest of it and spread the cost over a 20-year period.
That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee whiz, a lot of parts moving
There is.
integrally,
Yeah.
if that's a word.
And we have finished the schematic design, so sometime in the next month to 45 days, we've got a big decision to make, the Board of Commissioners does, about do we extend the contract of the architect to go ahead and finish the full design and plans and specifications. And it'll take her about 5 to 6 months to do that. Well, at that point, you would be ready to go to bid on the project. And also by that point, we would know if we've gotten the USDA loans. We'll know about some other funding we're looking at that point.
So it would be probably a good thing just to say we'll go ahead and finish the plans and
Yes.
see what we
Yeah, I
have
think
here.
that's where the consensus is among the board. They haven't voted yet, and we'll have to do that, but I think that's the consensus right now.
Good, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else do we have to cover? As if there was anything else, but there's a ton of stuff.
There's a ton of stuff going on, but I think one of the main things people probably want to know about, the jail project's online.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's going well. Daniels and Daniels has mobilized. I think everybody can see the old department store building is down.
Yeah, I drove by earlier today, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks great out there. Everything
Yeah.
is so clean. And
It's clean,
And dirt.
and you know we're pleased. We've gotten an excellent company hired to do that. We were very pleased with the bids when they came in. So as of right now, everything's going well on it, and the estimated completion on that is October of next year. So
wow.
So we're anxious to get that because, as you know, Wayne, one of the big issues is we've got an overcrowded jail.
Yeah.
So this is going to help alleviate that. And of course, Sheriff Pierce and Fane Greenfield, who runs the jail, they're delighted with the operation and can't wait to get into the new facility.
Just to cover how important this is, we have so many people in our lockup, in our jail,
Right.
that we can't hold them all, and we have to farm them out, if you will, to other counties.
That's right.
And that's costing us a lot of money.
Well, it's $50 a day
Per person. Whoa.
So it's a pretty big line item in our budget right now. And of course, the good thing about that is that when we're able to stop that, a lot of that money is already in the budget, which we can then move over to the operational cost of the new facility. The other good thing is we should have some excess capacity, and for some years, we can accept other prisoners and be the recipient of the $50 a day.
I like that idea.
Well, we do too.
Yeah.
If we factor that into our financial planning.
That's good.
I'm probably a little more robust in the number I'd like to see than Larry is, but we'll work through that.
Okay. A little more robust than Sheriff Pierce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
But we've got that going on. I think that's one of the main things. The other major thing that we worked on at the last meeting is, as you know, there's been some discussion for some time among the commissioners that they wanted to make sure that our offices were open to the public 5 days a week.
Yes.
And sometime back, I don't know exactly when the county went to it, but sometime back, some of the offices went to 4 10-hour days, and they were literally closed on a Friday. And that has presented problems. The board wanted that addressed. And so in the time I've been here, we've already made some changes. We changed the Veterans Service office over to a 5-day week probably about 8 or 9 months ago. But we've gone through systematically. We've looked at all of them now except for 2, and I'm finishing those this week, and I'll have them on the 20th agenda to finish up. But we have basically moved it to where there is 5-day a week, particularly for those where customer service is very important. Now, some of our departments, like IT, information technology, the public wouldn't need to see them. They're an internal department.
We don't want the public to see those
That's
guys.
right.
No,
That's right.
not really.
So, you know, with them, there's more flexibility. But with the others, and the directions I gave the department heads, and the board was good with this, is you can have people still work some on the 410s if that works, but some of those have to be Monday through Thursday and others Tuesday through Friday. What we're concerned about is when the citizen comes in, the point is it's open 5 days a week.
That's good.
And it's staffed with somebody who's knowledgeable in that area. And the reason that's important is particularly in the health department, and I would say DSS, they have so many different programs and there's different eligibility criteria. So you've really got to have somebody on board who knows that program. So it doesn't do any good to staff it on Friday if the people in those areas aren't there. So David Madden, our health director, and Debbie Jones have a very difficult task. David has finished his. We adopted that 3 weeks ago. And he came up with a hybrid system, but it works very well. And in fact, by doing what he's done, we are now open to the public 48 hours a week instead of 40 hours.
In the health
a week.
department?
In the health department.
Oh, that's great.
So we're very pleased with that. We did make a decision on Debbie Jones with the DSS to wait until March. The reason for that is they are going through a major computer software installation. We're going from a fairly antiquated paper records intake system to fully automated. And so it's taken a lot of time and effort. There's a lot of training involved there. And we just felt like they didn't need any disruption in that. They have enough disruption going on now, taking care of business plus being trained on this new system. So the DSS board recommended, and we all agreed that let's hold off on that until that project's done. And it's supposed to be done in February, so hopefully March, April, somewhere in that time frame, we'll look at DSS.
That's not too long.
No,
That's
no.
not too long at all.
So really, this issue is pretty much behind us now. Once we go with these last 2 at the next meeting.
That's great. So all except for DSS, which is about to happen anyway in the next few months, all of the Wayne County departments are open 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Those that the public need.
Yeah, they will be. There's a couple that haven't implemented it yet, but within a few weeks, it should all be transitioned
That is
over.
great news.
Yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah, we're very
Okay.
pleased with that.
So what else do we have here?
Well,
I mean, hey, you're on a roll here.
I'm on a roll.
Yeah, what else you got?
Well, I think we have that. One thing I would mention is the Golden Leaf Foundation grant.
Yes.
This is an interesting process, Wayne. Golden Leaf has come up with a process where they divide the state into 8 districts or regions. And 2 of those every 4 years are eligible to apply for $1.5 million grants. And those grants, primarily their emphasis is on economic development. So they want to see economic development initiatives, workforce development, so basically education and education alone. So it could be K through 12 type things. They want to see healthcare infrastructure, anything that builds up economic development possibilities for a county. And the process, we went through at the last meeting because we wanted to get this publicized, so I'm glad we're doing the show on this. We want to publicize that it's open to nonprofits and governmental entities. And the way that Golden Leaf has set the process up is any nonprofit or governmental entity interested in doing one of these needs to submit a letter of interest to my office by October 23rd. And then I'm supposed to review them, and then I'll make a recommendation to the board for their November 3rd meeting. What the board votes on needs to be up to Golden Leaf by November 6th. It's a very shortened process because I went to a seminar like mid-September, and here we are
Already.
you know, mid-October, and so it's taken a while to get everything in place, but we're ready to go. We advertise that. I already have 1 in, and I know I'm going to have 2 more because I've talked to those folks, and that's Wayne Community College and Dr. Dunsmore over at the school system.
So would someone who was interested, would they contact you
They would
just to get more
just
information?
contact my office,
Okay.
and we can provide them the information.
Okay, that's good. And of course, that phone number, 919-731 something.
1435.
That's what I was going to say. 731-1435. I knew that.
Good.
Yeah, and that's your office number.
Yeah.
And they can contact that number to find out more about
That's right, and
these
we'll be
grants.
happy to give them the information on what the format is they're looking for.
Okay.
But the deadline again is October the 23rd.
Wow, that's almost...
It's short.
Yeah, it is.
It's short.
Very quick. Okay, gee whiz. There's a lot of stuff here, and you've got more, but...
Yeah, we're working on a few other things,
Well,
but those I think those are the main things right now.
Let's hold it right there.
Yeah.
We run out of time here.
Okay.
I sure appreciate you coming in and talking to us.
Well,
We're going to
glad
make
to
this
do
a
it.
regular thing, and I appreciate it so much.
We'll do that. We'll try to get on at least once a month.
I hope so. Wayne
Okay.
County Manager George Wood, thank you.
Thank you.
We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. I like George Wood. That was a great interview. Yeah. Very, very smart man.
Very
All right.
smart man. Very smart man.
All
That's a
right.
true statement.
Yes, indeedy.
Good
Coming up,
man.
we've got, well, we did that already. Oh, Goldsboro Duathlon. What's a Duathlon?
Ooh,
Yeah, that's coming up on
ooh.
the 31st.
Yeah, which is what day? What happens on the 31st?
That's a Saturday.
What happens on
The
the
duathlon.
31st? What happens on the 31st of October?
You mean like Halloween?
Yeah, like Halloween.
Well, boo.
Like Halloween.
Like Halloween.
Duathlon is a big deal in other countries. It is a fairly new concept to the United States, and they're going to be in Goldsboro. This is a shout out to Betsy Roseman and the fine folks in travel and tourism and Parks and Rec. And all the people working behind the scenes to make this possible. This is a big deal. So
big deal.
triathlon includes swimming. This does not include swimming. And so I think more people are going to enjoy this. There's going to be people coming from all over the country. to
All over
our
the country?
community. All over the country.
All
Not
over the
from
country?
North Carolina.
This country?
All over the country, yes.
Okay, this country.
It is a much bigger deal, I think, than what the general public realizes because it's new to our community. But please, on October 31st, be mindful, you know, that if you see some people running or biking in costume, because I think they're dressing up for it.
Oh, boy. Now,
that
that'll
they
be
are
fun.
coming and they are staying in Wayne County. They are patronizing businesses locally, and you know, just I guess a week ago, the USTA tennis tournament.
Right.
They brought in 480 some people. Almost 500 people came to Goldsboro for this statewide championship for tennis.
Really?
So, and what happens is they come and they go, man, those are some nice people in Wayne County. So good job, any of you watching that have been a part of making our visitors feel like that. The word spreads.
It does, and I hope we're able to continue that kind of that environment, that welcome to Wayne County environment, as we welcome our duathletes into the area.
And if you want to participate,
Can you do that?
you can absolutely do that. You can contact the Parks and Rec has information, Goldsboro Travel and Tourism, the Chamber. We can provide all that information to you. So if you want to learn more, find out.
There you go.
Be a part of it.
Excellent.
Part of
And
history.
the number for the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, and we just happen to have the president sitting right here. What's that phone number?
919-734-2241.
Is that still WayneCountyChamber.com?
It sure is.
WayneCountyChamber.com.
That's it.
We're out of time.
Again.
Again. Thank you very much. We got to go. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll end the week on a Friday this time. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. So I hope you're able to join us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. as we continue whatever this is. Until then, I'm Wayne Halley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.